Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Mick Alphaneem. It is a great day today to be an XRP holder. Ripple strikes another victory in their case, okay? Brad Garlinghouse just tweeted this out. If you weren't paying attention, then you should be now. Huge win for Ripple today. Yes! Yes. We're going for all the money. Imagine that parabolic run. There's another tweet. And while we have preferred the cases against Chris and me to end now, the SEC must now prove its claims. We are confident that ultimately all of them will be dismissed. I told you that Ripple was doing great, despite all of the FUD. Do you remember all that FUD? We don't even need to revisit it. Ripple's doing great. We are so close. It feels that way, at least. We'll see how things continue to go. But it feels like we're so close we could reach out and touch those bricks of digital gold. And that's exactly what I expect XRP to be. With all the banks they have signed up, with everything they stand to do, national digital currencies. And you know what? Let's click here and see if we can go through to this little tweet here. Okay, this is from Stuart Alderati. It says, today's order makes it clear there's a serious question whether the SEC ever provided Ripple with fair notice that its distributions of XRP since 2013 would ever be prohibited under securities law. Then there's more. It says, good to see the judge rejecting the SEC's attempt to prevent Ripple from pursuing its fair notice defense. It's even more imperative that the sun sets on the SEC's regulation by enforcement approach. Didn't I say that there was a problem with that? I said that last year, that they're just trying to bully people. They want payouts and things like that. It's not really regulation, which is why they can continue to sort of run the same scheme with everybody. It would be great if that would end. And that means regulatory clarity is around the corner. All of those banking coins are going to explode. Explode. Don't get me wrong. The big business is going to flood their money in, but I firmly believe the banks are going to eat up all of those banking coins. Make no mistake about it. Why would the banks want to share with retail? These were never meant for retail. The banks are going to eat those coins up like nothing you've ever seen before. Keep in mind, what is it? A 10 XRP? A 10 XRP amount you have to have an account or keep an account active or open or something like that. What happens if XRP goes to an extremely high price, right? All these people sold all their XRP. XRP goes to an extremely high price for one XRP, then you need 10 of them just to have an account. Just think about that for a minute, right? I'm not putting any numbers out there, but you all have numbers in mind. Just think about that number and imagine having to have 10 of those in order to get back into XRP. No, a lot of people will be priced out. If that number does go high, a lot of people will be priced out. The average person will be priced out of XRP quite easily, I might add. And it all depends on how fast. Look, of course, they said it's going to take a few years for infrastructure to be set up, so maybe people might have a little bit more time. There's going to be an immediate retail pop. There's going to be an immediate retail-based parabolic run because everybody's going to want to FOMO in before it's too late. As soon as that case is over, I'm telling you now, this is what seems logical to me. After retail, then comes small business and regular large business institutions. They will be next. That's why everyone has their own idea how this is going to go. This is my personal opinion, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but it would seem logical to me. Small business and the large businesses would be next. They don't have to worry as much about infrastructure as the central banks and the commercial banks do, right? So they will be next. Then there will be another parabolic leg up, a parabolic run, right? Then when the banks come in finally and they say, listen, this is our stuff. We're going to use it now. Flip the switch. Then you're going to have that massive parabolic run everybody's talking about where there's generational wealth. Then you'll have that. That's how it seems to me. And that's not all at one time. That's in levels. So I understand people want it to happen all at once. Just in my humble opinion, it seems more logical that it would happen in steps because all of these different waves aren't coming in at the same time. You have how do I say it? You have the first wave retail, then you have a slightly bigger wave. which is small business and the large business institutions. Keep in mind that trillion-dollar market, that multi-trillion-dollar market that is B2B cross-border remittances. Then you have the banks, which is the tsunami. Don't you ever forget it, the tsunami. Let's give you some numbers real quick. I have to do this video a little different. I know everybody else is going to cover this topic. Let's give you some numbers just to remind you the money we're talking about when Ripple says we're going to move all of the money. And when we're looking at, let's say XRP and XLM, I have to always keep them together. They're in the same markets. They both are. People want them to both replace Swift. They are both big money. So keep in mind the money they're talking about moving through these particular protocol. So let's start here. All right. So total revenue from the music industry. Now, I wanted to include them because there's a lot of that money going to be flooding from the music industry across blockchain, especially with NFTs. And these artists are making so much money from NFTs, selling their songs as NFTs, their albums as NFTs. That's going to increase, in my humble opinion. In 2020, this is from Statista.com. We've used this website many a time. Global revenue of the recorded music industry, 1999 to 2020. In 2020, the total revenue of the recorded music industry amounted to $23.1 billion US. Streaming made up 56% of this figure, bringing in $11.9 billion globally. That's a lot. I thought that number would be much higher, but even that's pretty good. So you have that is going to be flowing. Now, remember, these are just pieces. Now put all these numbers when we're finished. Put all those numbers together, okay? 23.1 billion US, according to Statista.com, from recorded music industry. All right. I don't know if this is specific to something, but let's continue on here because we don't have a lot of time. So now, total money, total bank money of the world. This is what I typed in. How much money is in the world right now is the actual topic. And it says, there is $40 trillion in physical money present globally. This amount can touch a quadrillion if cryptocurrencies, broad money, M2, M3, and investments and derivatives are added to that total. Quadrillions. Keep in mind how many things are going to be digitized. I think everything is going to be digitized. You did hear people say that you will own nothing and you'll be happy, right? So everything, if you own nothing, but you have access to everything, that means it's digitized, correct? Which means everything has to be flowing across some sort of secure medium. Right now, distributed ledger technology is the most secure, whether you're using blockchain as a DLT or you're using Hashgraph, and Hashgraph is on the way. Hashgraph is on the way, and Hashgraph is superior to blockchain. Keep that in mind. Now, don't get me wrong. You have protocol that have upgraded themselves, so they definitely are there and competing right now, like XLM, Starlight Protocol. Algorand is there. XRP has done some upgrades. They're almost right there. I'm going to say almost right there. But Hashgraph, Hashgraph technology is extremely advanced. So they're on their way. HBAR is going to have an explosion too. Quadrillions. But let's continue on here. Let's give you a few more numbers, okay? So you can drool over that. Just, I want to get you excited because that case is so close. I want to make you feel the excitement that I feel when I think about these numbers. So in 2019, total world wealth grew by $9.1 trillion. So the world's wealth is only growing. It grew by $9.1 trillion to $360.6 trillion. That is healthy money. Even taking a piece of that, a modicum of that, will make that price explode. Now, keep in mind how much Swift is moving. What was XRP meant to do? Replace Swift. What do they want XLM to do? Replace Swift. Ripple has a ton of banks signed up, don't they? A ton of banks. That price, I don't want to sound like I'm hyping anything up because I don't get anything out of it. Whether you buy or sell means nothing to me. Keep that in mind. It means nothing. Whether you buy XRP or sell, it means nothing. I don't care. I'm not here for that. I'm just a humble researcher sharing my excitement. That's it. You make your own decisions. You make your own decisions. I'm just sharing my excitement. $360.6 trillion. Don't worry. We're not done with the numbers just yet. We have more to come. It says last year, growth in global wealth exceeded that of the population, incrementally increasing wealth per adult, $70,850, a 1.2% bump, and an all-time high. This technology came at the right time. We got in at the right time. Whew. You know what? I don't feel bad about the people that didn't get in. We warned them many a time and gave them all the information we possibly could. They made their own decisions. Hey, we all have to make our own decisions. To each his own, respect to those individuals. But I'm loving the idea of generational wealth, never having to worry again about anything, being completely free. Freedom is really the issue here, right? You come and go as you please, do what you please. I mean, without any type of entity being able to lean on you or control you whatsoever. I mean, heck, with generational wealth, you could probably buy your own island. If you wanted to, buy your own island or something, or buy a private beach or, private plane. You don't have to fly with these individuals. You don't have to rent a plane anymore. Like, you want to rent a plane? Really? You want to rent your private plane? Come on now, stop. And you're probably tired of doing that anyway. Come on. You want to actually own the plane. You want to go here and there and have your pilot drive you there. Simple as that. Much better. Let's continue on here. Okay. So let me just see. I have two more tabs open. One is a PDF from FinCEN. Okay. We're going to read this little PDF here from FinCEN. But okay, here we have Swift handles about Swift. Swift handles about 10 billion messages a year. Remember, messages is how they transmit the financial data, okay? So this gives you an indicator of how many transactions they're doing at those particular time. When they're talking about a year, I'm assuming they're talking about a business year, all right? The vast majority, and keep in mind, I don't know how Swift does as far as, because they're going by business years, but keep in mind that XRPL will be able to move money every single day, day and night. Day and night. It doesn't have to obey the old legacy system rules where there's a business week. No, every day is business. Keep that in mind. Ooh, that money is just stacking up higher and higher when you think like that. That XRP and XLM can get the money, can access money, and not only that, access money that the legacy system couldn't access, while also being able to access money that they can access, but also they can operate in ways that the legacy system could not. And that increases that money. That increases the transactions, okay? Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I think I'm right. Let's continue on here. Swift handles, we read that part already. The vast majority of any individual or corporate international transactions settled among banks relies on Swift messaging, right? So then we get to this part here. Swift messages, this is from FinCEN. Swift messages direct the transfer of nearly $5 trillion worldwide each day. Let me say that again. I don't think some people understand out there, like what you hold. I don't think you get it. It's a wonderful time. It's the most wonderful time of the... Somebody else there's going to say, you're celebrating too early. I'm just a little excited. I have to be me. I'm Alphanim. I just have to be me. I'm prepared for every possible outcome. Every possible outcome. Whether bad or good, it doesn't make any difference. I'm prepared. I prepared well. I've hardened my heart. So I'm also going to express joy as well. There's a balance to everything. The pendulum swings equally to the left as it does to the right. Law of compensation. $5 trillion each day. What does it do to that price? Is that price, can we say it's going to raise? Some people knew where this was going, right? You knew what I was going to go into. When I look like this, you think that price is going to raise? We're going to do it. Raise it all. That price is going to raise. The price is going to raise. In my humble opinion, it's not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Okay? I can only be me, people. Somebody out there is sitting there right now. What, Alphanim? I like no nonsense channels. I see that typed everywhere in all of my peers' comment sections. This is a no nonsense channel. Thumbs up. I like it. I'm a no nonsense channel either. I just happen to also be myself. I'm very comfortable at this particular age and stage in my life being myself. Wouldn't want to be anything else. Definitely not financial advisor. I don't want to be that. All right. Anyway, this is great news. Okay, so let's go to this PDF here. Okay. Appreciate you guys out there having a little bit of fun with me, allowing me to have a laugh and, while disseminating and, divulging this particular information. So this is a PDF. It's simply titled Appendix D from FinCEN, FinCEN.gov. This is on the FinCEN.gov website. Okay. Here's a little tidbit from this PDF, and it's on Fedwire. So let's just read a little bit of this. Okay. Fedwire. The Federal Reserve banks own and operate the Fedwire funds transfer system that serves as the primary domestic electronic funds transfer system in the United States. The Fedwire system handles both the transmission of funds, transfer instruction messages among financial institutions, as well as the settlement of the payment among the Fedwire participants. The Fedwire funds transfer system is a real-time gross settlement system. In general, a system operates in real time if it processes each transaction immediately upon receipt. A Fedwire transfer is irrevocable once the Federal Reserve credits the amount of the payment to the receiving bank's account or delivers the payment order to the receiving bank, whichever is earlier. The Federal Reserve makes the final payment to the receiving bank at the time the transfer is complete, regardless of whether the Federal Reserve Bank has received payment. Keep in mind that the Fed has not decided on CBDC structure, CBDC infrastructure, and that they tested a lot of the blockchains, a lot of the distributed ledger technologies as a possibility to sort of utilize those particular things on top of the Fedwire system, improve the Fedwire system as such also. So there's a certain linkage there. And also keep in mind that if they're going to be using anything, I think it would be more logical not only to use something that you've tested, something that's of the highest quality like XRP, XLM. Algorand has great ties through MIT, which is who did the particular research for the Fed. But also keep in mind that XRP was made to be an agnostic world currency. Okay, so now with the state of the world, the way it is going right now, I think that you solve a lot of these problems with an agnostic one world currency. Now, I wouldn't go out and just say that XRP could be the currency alone. There's just not enough of it, in my humble opinion. And no, like I said before, I don't perceive institutions wanting to buy pieces of XRP. I know that exists. I just don't see them wanting to do that. That's just not the way they operate. Just like they don't want to buy pieces of a brick of gold. They'd rather have a few bricks of gold. This is just the way that the big money of the world wants. They want things in entirety, not in pieces. But and don't get me wrong. I understand how certain whales are perceived by the regular people of the world when it comes to, like, let's say like Bitcoin, just as an example. So you see them as you believe that they're big money. Right. And so they buy, fractional pieces of Bitcoin and such. Understand that those individuals who do those things and who are participating in these particular systems are not the big money of the world. They're not. And that's with all due respect and in all humility. They are not the big money of the world. They're not. Listen, a lot of those individuals, and I'm not talking about like Elon Musk and such like that, but then there's the issue of power structure. Okay, so even though Elon has a lot of money, doesn't mean he necessarily has a lot of power in the world. Let's say like as compared to like central banks and different various supervisory entities within the banking system, they have not only a ton of money, a ton of power and influence. So there's a little bit of a discrepancy there. So I'm not talking about like Elon, but a lot of the other whales, some of them don't even have north of $500 million. Listen, I'm telling you now, you're going to experience what true whales are when all of this kicks off. There's entities you don't even know their names. Their names are not to be made like public, or they're not to be posted all over the internet, and people are not allowed to be writing articles about them. They don't want that kind of exposure. And big money not only can get you exposure, it can keep you from exposure as well. Though that big money that I'm talking about has been sitting on the sidelines. It's been sitting on the sidelines. But mark my words, if everything goes according to plan, right, and Ripple can win this case and we get regulatory clarity, that big money is coming. It's coming. It wants a piece of crypto. There's no way crypto's taking off and it's going to go to these extremely high prices. and it's going to have these crazy parabolic runs. And that big money, that old money, it's old, and there's old money, believe me, it's old money. And that old money, that big money doesn't want a piece of it. There's no way it's coming. Okay. And that's in addition to the banks and supervisory entities and commercial banks and such like that, just devouring XRP and XLM, Algorand, in my humble opinion. We'll see what happens. No guarantees. But right now, everything's going according to plan. It's going very, very well. But let's continue on here. The Federal Reserve, where did we leave off? Okay. On an average day in 2005, this 2005, remember, it has increased since that time. Fedwire processed approximately 528,000 transactions, 528,000 transactions valued at $2.1 trillion. What does it do to that price? Just do one razor toe with me. You're going to feel great. Break free, fly like a bird, like an eagle, roar like a lion. One razor toe right now. Razor toe. That price is going to raise. Money, 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 money. Money. Wait, I can't hit the high notes. Hey, this is not what I do. All right. Let's continue on here. So it's unbelievable. It's a very exciting time to be alive. Make sure, I'm going to stop right here. I don't want to keep you too long. This is a 16-page document. It's filled with dense information. What is this on the chip system? Okay, well, wait a minute. I'm scrolling through as I'm talking to you guys out there. And here's a little tidbit I just came across about the chip system within the same PDF. CHIPS claims to handle more than 90% of all US dollar-based fund transfers moving between countries around the world. According to recent information provided by CHIPS, the system directly serves 46 banks. 46 banks representing 19 countries. Now let's go back just a little bit. CHIPS claims to handle more than 90% of all US dollar-based funds transfers moving between countries. What is XRP supposed to do, right? Now, if it's going to try to move all the money while they're saying SWIFT, they want to replace SWIFT. Understand that when they say they want to replace SWIFT, or now there's being a little bit lighter on SWIFT, so they're open to the idea of working with SWIFT. This is what they've been indicating as of late. But when they say SWIFT, they're talking about the entirety of the legacy system, especially anything that's talking about moving money across borders, because there's nothing that the legacy system has that is superior to XRP, to XRPL. There's nothing that they have, or XLM, or Hedera, or Algorand is so advanced. There's nothing that the legacy system has that even comes close to Algorand. Not even close, okay? Check their white papers and check out their technology and how it works. And then look at their upgrades that they just did. Unbelievable. The banking coins are going to dominate. So when they're saying they want to replace SWIFT, that includes everything that's moving money in the legacy system. SWIFT is just the biggest well-known one, okay? But it includes everything. Okay, so keep that in mind when we're talking about systems such as this. Now let's continue on here. So CHIPS, the system directly serves 46 banks representing 19 countries. Recent figures reveal an approximate average of 280,000 transactions per day with a total monetary value of $1.4 trillion. So all of this is huge money. So even just, let's say the XRPL just coexisted with these entities. Do you see the money that they're moving? Coexisting with them, XRP and also XLM would move the same type of money. One of my subscribers actually made this same logic on Twitter recently about something else. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, they will be moving the same type of money. What does it do to that price? So I'll leave it there. Trillions of dollars, trillions of dollars daily, quadrillions of dollars a year. What does it do to that price? You think the price is going to stay where it is now? You think that? You think that price is not going to explode? Do you really believe that? The bank coins are ready for a historic run. And I'm ready for it as well. First little pop will happen. First little parabolic run, I believe, will happen when they get regulatory clarity. But have to keep your eyes open for those catalysts for when the banks are going to step in. When the banks step in, prepare yourself. Make sure you're fit. Keep your heart healthy. That's not a joke. Keep your heart healthy. Get your XRP. You know what? I can't tell you what to do. I can't tell you what to do. I have to hold myself back. But if it were me, I would get my XRP off those exchanges. Okay? Cold wallet. You have ledgers. I definitely like ledgers. I definitely like Elapal Titan. So there you have it. It's like Fort Knox. Get yourself a safe. I told you. I told you. Now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, let's get to the money.